Hey, everybody, this is Jonathan Ogden, and you're listening to the What's Bruin Show.
Hey, Bruin fans, this is David Singleton, and you're listening to the What's Bruin Show. Go Bruins.
Hey, this is Wayne Cook, and you're listening to What's Bruin Show.
Hey, guys, it's Chris Johnson, UCLA national champion. I need y'all to listen to the What's Bruin Show. These dudes are off the hook.
This is Maurice Jones-Drew, and you're listening to the What's Bruin Show.
You're listening to the What's Bruin Show, part of the What's Bruin Show network, with your hosts, Jake Berryfield and Mike Regalado, and occasionally some friends, talking all things UCLA sports. And now, it's time for the What's Bruin Show.
Well, hello and welcome to What's Bruin. I am your host, Jake Merrifield, and I'm here by myself right now, but I'm going to get Mike on the phone in just a minute. Happy New Year to you all. Mike had a show a couple of days ago that wished you Happy New Year, but this is going to be the first one that we're both on. So welcome to the What's Bruin Show. It's a show about anything and all things Bruin sports, I guess. And we'll talk a little bit of football today and a little bit of basketball today, I'm sure. It's January. I just came off vacation. I just did a whole bunch of stuff. I have kind of an ear, like, a swimmer's ear right now, which we'll talk about later. So I'm probably going to let Mike do a lot of talking, FYI, just between you and me. But we'll get on with it, and we'll talk about what we've been doing, and we'll talk about how cool UCLA football is now, like kind of the belle of the ball across the country on, like not quite the Indiana tier, right? Not the college football playoff tier right now, but they're pretty cool, with the new coach hire and all that stuff and all the stuff they've been doing. And UCLA women's basketball is dominating, and UCLA men's basketball is kind of, mid, whatever, and we all don't know, kind of a little soul-searching, but I'm sure Mike will have a lot to say about all that. What's Bruin Show on the What's Bruin Show Network. Thank you for your support. What'sBruinShow.com, What'sBruinShow@gmail.com if you want to email us. And the phone number, 805-399-4WBS, second reign of Troy. That's the hotline. And call the hotline and tell us what's going on. Now, it's a new year, and we have all sorts of interest in what you have to say.
Early Tuesday
So
morning.
we got a call here. Let's talk about it.
Hey, fellas. How you doing? This is Tony. It is
Hi, Tony.
early Tuesday morning on my way to the office, and thought I'd drop you guys a call because I'd love to hear your perspective on a couple different things. Number one, basketball, not so hot right now. Question to you is, how much longer before Mick is really in the hot seat based on how the teams have performed over the course of the last few years? Obviously, when he came in, we had a really good run early on, but as he's developed the team and added his own players, it doesn't seem like the team has gelled or really hit its stride, with respect to making any sort of prolonged run in the tournament or, even being as dominant as we would hope it would be in the Big Ten, sorry. The second thing I'd love to get your angle on is football. Obviously the opposite of basketball right now. Very, very hot. The recruiting trail or the transfer portal activity is looking great with respect to what Bob Chesney's doing. Love all the additions. I mean, even with the latest addition with the linebacker out of Oklahoma, super, super excited about where the program is progressing towards and how we're looking for potentially bouncing back pretty well against, what's been a very disappointing last few years. That being said, the question to you is, where else do you think we need to add pieces to this puzzle? Obviously, offensive line comes to mind in terms of my mind, maybe one more linebacker. I don't know how you feel about the defensive backfield, but I feel like they've been getting a little bit better, but still getting roasted on some big plays. So I'm not sure if we can use some help there, but I'll just sit back and listen to your takes. And as always, I enjoy listening to the show, guys. I hope you're doing well and you had good holiday season, and we'll see you soon. Take care, guys.
Thank you very much, Tony. Appreciate the call. And once again, 805-399-4WBS, second reign of Troy. Going to see Michael Castillo tomorrow, I think. And Tony, I think we're going to actually answer both of your questions within the context of the show once I bring Mike on, which I'm going to do in just a minute here. So just kind of be patient with that. But I said it a minute ago too, right? UCLA football, to a degree, right? They're not taking over the national headlines because of all these other programs that are much more well established than them and have done a lot more lately. But UCLA fans have a lot to feel good about with the football program, with how things are trending right now. You figure you go from having the least experienced coach that you possibly could hire in Deshaun Foster, and the way that it ended up with them basically firing everybody, 3-4 games into the season, and as bad as it was, and then you turn that around and you hire a guy that was literally in the college football playoff with a lower division, a group of 5 team. That's a pretty big swing, and it looks like it's paying off with all the stuff that's happening in the transfer portal. And we'll talk about it a little bit later. So anyways, thank you for the call, Tony. With the basketball, we'll talk about that later too. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to hear what Mike says about Mick Cronin. I kind of feel like Mike's been out on Mick Cronin for 3 years now, and I'm not quite there yet, but I am curious like you, Tony, like when does the hot seat actually heat up if it hasn't already? So with that being said, call the hotline, send us emails, tweet us at What's Bruin Show, all that good stuff. And if you feel like being generous, join the show for just $2. $12 a month, Patreon or the Substack. The links are down below. We appreciate your support. We're just a lonely Bruin pirate ship floating out here in the great sports talk seas, doing our thing. And we do it for you. So anything you give, we appreciate, but you don't have to, because we're going to keep doing it anyway. All right, so I have Mikey on the phone. I love you, Mike Regalado. It's been
Iron Mike
a couple weeks since I talked to you, and thanks for doing a show last week. But Mike Regalado here on the show. What's going on?
What's up, Jake? Yeah, seriously, we haven't hung out, in person since Jamaal was in town.
We had our wonderful Christmas. Jamaal, me, and you. The What's Bruin Show crew. Nice. Yeah, it was good.
And Happy New Year, Jake, to you and the family.
Happy New Year to you as well.
So
it was fun.
Yeah, we were both we were texting each other, going, "What are we gonna do? Are we good? I'm busy. I'm busy too. Oh, okay. So no, it's good. It's weird how quickly Christmas came, and now
it's all gone.
It's interesting how quickly it's gone. Yeah, it's like mid-January. And what's up with this 80-degree weather in mid-January? I love LA, dude.
Dude, it was 50 degrees last week, and I wore pants to work every day for the first time in my life. And now it's back to whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I kind of look pretty good in my pants right now. And I'm like, I was kind of welcoming the opportunity to strut around, like a peacock, but it's too hot.
Do it, bro.
I'm in my shorts now. No, it's too fucking hot. So
I know, right?
And now I'm back. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you did a show last week. I listened to it. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk a little football. We're going to talk a little basketball. We'll talk men's and women's basketball. What of those 3 things do you want to start with?
We have to start talking about football, because the transfer portal, we're still in the portal.
California, football.
We almost changed the name. I'm sorry. We did change the name of the show after game 4 this year to Sometimes It's Hard to Be a Bruin, and that lasted for an entire game, because then they beat Penn State after Deshaun Foster was fired, and it was like, oh my God, we're back! Look at this! It's so fun, very cool. And then
Tim Skipper showed everybody what's up.
Mediocre season after that, but it was weird. Within a couple of weeks, we had the whole spectrum of UCLA football emotions. But with that being said, just look at where UCLA football was in September, and look at where they are now. And now they have a new coach that just coached in a playoff. They are, kind of the belle of the ball of the transfer portal. Maybe not on the top 5 level of, like the Indianas and the Miamis and the Ohio States, but they're is it accurate to say, Mike, that they're just a rung below that in the guys they're going out and getting and organizing, and the hope you can put into how this team might improve for next season? It's pretty insane the direction that they flipped. It's been a complete 180 since September, or a Jason Kidd 360, right?
Yeah, like I said last week, I think the majority of what I talked about last week, because the transfer portal had just recently opened, was the fact that UCLA has solidified its coaching staff. So with that in mind, knowing or actually not knowing, because even for the next 4 days, players have a chance to put their name in the transfer portal and commit somewhere else. We at least knew what coaches were going to be here. We didn't know the extent of the roster. We knew that Nico was coming back, so that's good. And several Bruins have put their name in the transfer portal. Several have not made an announcement.
There we go. He's back. Keep going.
Nice. Several have put their names in the transfer portal. Some said they're returning. Some have just not said anything at all. But yeah, there are some significant losses to the transfer portal. Carter Shaw, no landing spot yet, but he might be taken off. And here's the thing too: these players can opt to return, take their names out of the transfer portal, which we've seen so far, especially with Mateen Bagani. He put his name in the transfer portal, and then a few days later, announced that he was returning.
Oh, wait. There it is. Thank you. And that was fun. And I'm hoping that other guys do.
Yeah. And then you have guys like defensive lineman Siale Tapaki, who's going to Penn State. Why is he going to Penn State? Because
I wonder.
Akeka Malloy, who's now the defensive line coach there, he's there at Penn State, as well as former UCLA defensive coordinator Danton Lynn.
Imagine that.
Connections you make, that helps, yeah. Well, Xavier Staples, Rico Flores. Rico Flores is going to Virginia.
Hold on.
Kind of stat state.
We can only use these drops for so long, so.
Yeah, exactly. We have to. We have to come up with new ones. Anthony Jones, edge rusher Anthony Jones and Quasi Gilmer. They're heading to Nebraska. Isaiah Chisholm, he's going to Oklahoma State. So yeah, a lot of key guys. Oh, dude, I'm so sad about Keanu Williams. He's also going to Penn State. And the bazillion. What are they? Defensive backs that have put their name in the portal. That's sad to see. But Jake, there's this website called cfbdepth.com, which basically tracks every school's incoming and outgoing, as well as their potential talent coming in. And in this, without getting too technical, because there is a lot of calculation with this sucker, UCLA is at their top of their list. They have, technically they have 37, but when they last calculated this earlier in the day, it was 35 as opposed to 22 outgoing. So that's 13. That's a 13 net positive. And with that talent, that's at the top of the list for this depth.
Added 36,
depth site,
entered 22, lost 12, churn 154.2, whatever that is. Offense 114.2, defense 54.9. Number one with the bullet, your UCLA. I'm trying to get my thing over here. Oh, there it is. I'm trying to use your UCLA Bruins. Ahead of who? Ahead of who? Those darn Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah. And it's interesting how they do it, because UCLA brings in 35, loses 22. Well, who's in second? Yeah, as you said, the Indiana Hoosiers, who are only bringing in 14, but only losing 5.
That's what I'm trying to say. If you sort by the amount added, like UCLA is once again number 2 on that list, tied with Iowa State. But since UCLA has only 22 that have lost, 12 that they've lost, Iowa State 36 entered, 45 have exited, and so they're at a negative. Yeah. They're at a negative percentage. Yeah. And then the other one. Hold on, Mike. The other one is number one with the bullet is the Ohio State Cowboys. Oklahoma State Cowboys. 46 entered the portal, or 46 added, 57 entered the portal, and it's like, oh my God, college football is so weird right now. But for UCLA to have what they got, and it's bringing all these guys, it's like for the third year in a row, bringing all these guys in, but they haven't lost a ton, and they have a chance to retain some of these guys too, like you said, Mike. But there's no reason to have anything but a positive outlook about this, I think. Yeah. Chesney is doing Signetti level work here in the portal, and it's funny because I believe last time I counted 10 James Madison players are heading to UCLA. Well, in the rankings of 136 teams, James Madison is 130th with only 6 incoming players and 22 outgoing. Yeah, they're going to have another rough transition. We'll see. Dude, talk about rough transition. The Florida Seminoles are dead last with only 13 incoming and 42 outgoing. That is insane. Florida. That just shows how
crazy this transfer portal is, and just how many players are looking to find new spots, but also just to see what Chesney's been doing.
And that leads me to what I want to ask you, Mike, because number one, we love all of you out there, all of you listeners out there. We love you. If you, whatever, however you're looking at UCLA football right now, this is a time to be excited because they hired a good coach. It might be a great coach. We'll see. And all the signs are pointing up, whereas, a few months ago, they're all pointing down. Yeah. So it's really fun to get invested with this. But I am going to tell you personally, I am not going to look at the proposed depth chart here, the guys that are on the roster. Like you Mike, you listed the coaches that were there, and that's fine. We know they're going to be there. But as far as the players that are now at UCLA as of right now, I'm not going to worry about this until we're like a couple weeks out of spring practice, quite honestly, because there's so much more churn that's possible people going, people staying or whatever. And I know that we're very excited about some of the guys they brought in, but I'm not going to worry about it for a while because it's a pointless thing to worry about it. In my opinion, it's a waste of our time because we're not really going to know how it's going to settle out until it settles out. But the thing I am struck by, Mike, is I'm going over to like one of the depth charts you find out there online, and I look at the offense and I'm like, okay, so, the center is a guy that played for the Bruins before.
For you?
The quarterback played for the Bruins before. The running back played for the Bruins before. And everybody else on the offense is somebody that is a noob to some degree or another.
Especially amongst the receivers. Wow.
Oh my God. The receivers are completely different, but it might change. Yeah. Like if my guy Quasi comes back, then it might be a little bit different. But
he's not coming back. He's in Nebraska.
Did he already go?
Yeah, he gone.
That makes me very sad.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but here's the thing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and the defense isn't much better. Like there is, the defensive line completely changed. The linebackers, Jalen Wood's still listed on there. The defensive backs, you got Scooter, you got Cole, and maybe Roderick, and that's about it. And it's just it's insane. So I'm gonna say, just don't worry about it too much yet because it's gonna keep changing. And then when we kind of settle in, we get spring ball, we kind of see who's here. You're probably going to have another couple guys go. Then we can really dial into what is on this team and how can we look forward to how they're going to play in 2026.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, 37 new players. Like last year before the season, we were complaining in the media about limited access because we don't know who these guys are. There was so much turnover that the casual fan would probably look at a roster or hear a name in game one and go, who the hell is that?
Major League. Who the hell are these guys?
Exactly. So Bruin fans have to learn 37 new names, 7 offensive linemen, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 tight ends, 5 wide receivers. And to your point about the defense, they're bringing in 7 defensive lineman, although one Sahir, he was an absolute stud at James Madison, so that was a good one. And then UCLA brought where is it? What is his name? The Oklahoma transfer, Sammy Omosiko. I believe he was a 4-star coming out of high school. He's coming in from Oklahoma, although they're bringing in 4 linebackers, 6 defensive backs, and 2 special teams players. So it's going to be like, who are you?
So Mike, with that being said, I don't want to speculate about it too much, but I want to say it like this. I want you to tell me, number 1, who's the guy you're saddest about leaving? Number 2,
they're going 10-2.
Huh?
What? Sorry.
Who's the guy? Yeah, I know. Who's the guy you're saddest about leaving? Saddest about leaving. Don't be a Desmond yet. Who's the guy that you're saddest about leaving? Who's the guy you're happiest has stayed so far? And who's the guy you're most excited that they brought in? Just 3 guys right now. Let's go.
I would say I got to go with Quasi. I love that guy out of
high
school. He was an absolute stud the last 2 seasons. I wish they could have targeted him a bit more, but offenses be damned. The guy that I'm excited that is returning, obviously, Miko Iamaleava. Not only does keeping him help out UCLA's continuity on the offense, whatever offense that is. But it hasn't been said, but I'm pretty sure that kept Madden around, which I alluded to last week. If Nico has a really good season, he's gone. He's going to the NFL. So who's stepping up right behind him? Little brother. So at least you have some consistency. Hopefully at the very least 1 year, maybe 2 years after that. So that's really exciting. That's a good building block. And the one guy I'm happy, actually kind of two. The one guy I'm happy with, 1A, is edge rusher Sahir West, who was just an animal for James Madison. We were spoiled with the Leatu Latus and the Oluwafemis and the Schwessingers. That last year there really wasn't any edge rusher, really, any guy that could get into the backfield. I think they had something like only 10 sacks last year. Is that the stat? I should probably look that up.
It was something like that.
But I also like the fact that Wayne Knight, running back, who was pretty damn good for the Dukes last year, he's come along with them. So I like the consistency with all these guys that are coming from James Madison. But I think that's going to mesh well with what UCLA has, whatever UCLA has going forward. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And I think I agree with pretty much all that. Quasi is definitely mine that I'm sad to see him leave, just because I have that cool picture of him and Malcolm standing next to each other with their helmets. And it was really, really like a fun picture for me. So I wanted him to finish off as a Bruin, and he balled out last year. And then West is certainly the guy I'm most excited to see how he does as he steps up to the Big Ten. But I think he's going to be a quality dude. And the guys that are hanging around, I mean, yeah, Nico and Mateen Bagani. Those are my two guys, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like Mateen is a little thing, sort of, but special teams probably going to be an important facet of this team coming up. It's like it's one of those things that can get you an extra win or two in there. And I think it's really important for them to have a really good special teams unit, and Mateen is the cornerstone of that. So I'm right there with you with all of that, Mikey. With that being said, we are going to have so many new faces on this team next year. And just for reference out there, these are drops that, the season didn't go the way we wanted. And so I was expecting after every game to be like, oh, this is a baller, man. And those are the baller, this guy's a baller, and this and that, and celebrate these guys. And it wasn't a season for a lot of celebration, unfortunately, but we had a couple moments. But these are some of the players that we had drops for this season. One, we already played Nico.
Which is probably one of the best drops we have ever had on this show.
I agree, and it's there, and it's going to remain. And this one's going to remain as well. With Bagani. Hey, this is a
Hails you.
But also we had for Javian Thomas. I personally like that one. We had for Jalen Berger.
This is a tasty burger.
Damn right. For Titus
Mokiao Atimalala.
In case you didn't know how to say his name.
Him saying his own name.
Rico. A little more kind of vague. Hopefully we still have a guy named Jones on the team, because we could. That's kind of an evergreen one, as long as there's a guy named Jones, we're good. And then what could Brown do for you? And if we have Brown, another guy named Brown, we're gonna bring back Britton Brown's drop. Where is it?
What could Brown do for you?
Bottom line is, this is a long way of saying, one of the great contributors to the show over the years has been Sergeant Benton, Brent Benton, and he has sent me a lot of drops over the years. He got me all the Dante Moore ones. I think were his idea. But any of you out there that, as we go through the season, you see these new players and these new names come on, and you have an idea for a drop, email them to me at whatsbruinshow@gmail.com, and I will do my best to vet them and see if they're going to be a good match for us. But I want drops for the show. I want to be able to say a player's name and then be like, hey, are you going to be my?
We have all summer. We got to do this.
We have a lot of time, and there's not a lot to do because we don't. There's a lot of. We're going to have to do a lot of filling over the years. So if you got drops out there, Sergeant Benton, I'm looking at you, number one. But anybody else has an idea, email the show, whatsbruinshow@gmail.com, please. All right. Yeah. So Mikey,
for Sahira West, we could maybe do a drop from
there's so
Pet
many
Shop
things.
Boys from their song "Go West."
Yeah.
But that song sucks, so maybe not.
I got How the West was won. There's all sorts of
wild. The wild. Oh yeah, How the West was
West.
won. Wild,
there's
West.
also
There you go.
Yeah, there's other things. So we don't have to workshop it right now. I'm just saying that that's something that we can definitely look forward to
Wayne
as we
Knight,
go.
the Dark Knight. Oh, we could do like a Batman theme or
Hey,
something like that.
It's all there
shit.
for us.
Dude, Wayne Knight.
Yeah, Wayne Knight's actually a Seinfeld guy, so we're gonna have a
Bruce
Newman
Wayne,
guy. Newman,
the Dark Knight.
No, it's gonna be Newman. It's gonna be Newman. It's gonna be Newman. That's good. It's gonna be.
Oh, that'd
funny.
be cool
Yeah.
too.
We'll see. Anywho,
You know what's funny? Over the break, I went to a friend's. What the hell they call it? Festivus, and they were talking about all this.
For the rest
and
of
I'm
us.
like, hey, this is kind of fun, but I don't like Seinfeld. I don't understand it. I never saw it. I don't understand what all
one
your
of your worst
references
takes
are.
ever, Mike. But that's okay.
But they had really good soup.
Yeah,
It's like
that makes
they
sense.
had 3 soups and they were all good. I was like, your friends are cool. This is an interesting thing. But yeah, just never did that. So you
That's
know
okay.
me. I'm an Always Sunny in Philadelphia guy.
I know, and that's good too.
Come on, dude, Jake. We should organize.
Always Sunny borrowed a lot from
wait.
Seinfeld. I'll just tell you that right now.
They borrowed one thing. Okay, Always Sunny is a way better show. Dude, we should have a What's Bruin, Charlie McDennis.
Yeah, I'm there for you. I like both shows, so it's okay. And I've watched both shows, so I can comment on it. Anywho, bottom line, let's a little bit of get to the chopper here, for sure. Get to the chopper! But Benton, hold on.
Hello, Mr. Benton.
Hello, Mr. Benton. Send me some drops. All right, and then Mikey, you have anything else to talk about with football?
No, that's a lot, and that's still barely scratching the surface of what we're gonna
indeed
hopefully see next fall. So
okay, well, let's get around to talking some basketball.
Oh, really quickly, Jake. Who do you got, Indiana or Miami?
Oh, I want
national
Indiana. I
championship?
want Indiana to win 1,000-0.
Me too.
I just so
yes,
badly.
yes. I mean, I normally don't like guys like Signetti, but I love what he's done at Indiana. But for Indiana, a team that has sucked historically, to go into Miami's own house and take down those darned Hurricanes would be amazing. So
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
And the University of Miami is responsible for the worst loss in UCLA history. Number one, the Hurricane game that kept them from going to the BCS playoff. And number two, they're responsible for the worst loss of my daughter's Berkeley career. That was the dreaded Miami loss from last year that we were all at.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Miami.
Didn't it go to like 12:30 in the morning or something like that?
It was rough. I hate the U. So and I don't hate the U, but I hate the U. So I hope the U loses.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All
right, Mikey, let's get on to some basketball talk. Men's or women's?
The women's, Jake.
Ladies first. Let's go. Hey, you know what's funny?
I want to, and not just go ahead. What?
How about let's not do a show that's like an hour and 42 minutes long, and then be like, oh, we're gonna talk about men's basketball, women's basketball, and football, and then talk for football for an hour, which I'm here for. Like, I want to talk about football most, and then talk about men's basketball for like 45 minutes, and then talk about women's basketball as kind of like a whatever for like 47 seconds. Be like, oh yeah, we talked about it. F that shit, bro. Let's go.
Tell me what you want to talk about, dude.
I know you.
The women are 15-1.
Let's go.
5-0 in conference. They are averaging like 15 more points in the last 6 games. I think that's what it is. Than their season average. Dude, this team is rolling. They just moved it to number 3 this week. But that's off of back-to-back wins over consecutive ranked teams. UCLA has the most wins over ranked teams this season.
Let's go, ladies.
6. They are 6-1. They beat USC at home.
No.
80-46.
They destroyed.
And this is
they destroyed.
USC. They did. Yeah, this is how crazy the schedule is right now.
I'm happy that UCLA won.
A few weeks ago, they were at Ohio State,
that UCLA
at
won.
Penn State, back home last Sunday, not this past Sunday, but the week before that, against USC. Then this last weekend at Nebraska, and when this comes out on Wednesday, they're at Minnesota. And Minnesota, not ranked, but they're actually a pretty tough team too. So UCLA destroys USC 80-46. they go into Nebraska. They both feel each other out for about a quarter, and UCLA finally pulls away as they do usually in the second quarter, 83-61. And both of those teams are really good offensive teams, but they're both defenses really shine in that game. Tomorrow against Minnesota, it's a little weird. Minnesota plays a little slower. They're a good defensive team, but just as we've seen with every game this year, aside from an uncharacteristic first half against Texas, this inside-out game of UCLA is just freaking rolling. I mean, obviously you have Lauren Betts, but down low too, you have Angela Dugalich, who's been a beast, and now that Sienna Betts is fully recovered, she's smacking people around. Dude, she is so tough, and she has just the looks that she gives players is so hilarious. And that in comparison to Lauren, who is a good, tough, aggressive defender, but she's more chilled out. It's really funny to see that sister dynamic on the court. But then you have the four guards, Neekins, Leisure Walker, Rice, and Jaquez, where on any given night, at least three of them will all be consistently good. One might have a night off, not a night off, but just not feeling it. But they might contribute in other ways. Like Leisure Walker has not been much of a scorer, but her assists and her ability to protect the ball, her assist to turnover ratio is like top 20 in the nation. Neepkins and Jaquez are just like 3-point maniacs right now. It's just so fun to see this. And it's weird. I also discovered in the last 2 weeks over holiday break that there are a lot of, and I guess this is a whole thing across the nation, there are like Twitter superfan accounts that I didn't know that followed me for my women's basketball coverage. And they started kind of like seeping into the mentions, or you're commenting on stuff. I'm like, what's this?
Iron Mike.
Oh my God.
Trailblazer.
And dude, and it's funny because watching them get into like Twitter beefs with like an Aussie Fudd account or a Hannah Hidalgo fan account. It's funny as hell. But they've also led me to other women's basketball reporters who are doing a damn good bang up job. So it's a good networking thing at the very least. But that's been pretty funny just watching all these people go, dude, Lauren Betts is going to destroy you when we meet in the Final Four, you brother. It's pretty funny, but yeah, right now the women are rolling.
That's awesome, dude. So I have a question for you, Mike. So they're number 3 in the nation right now, and they're just ahead of number 4 Texas, and they're ahead of number 4 Texas because Texas lost to LSU. What do you think? How do you look back now on that Texas loss, their one single loss in the ledger, and do you think where do you think they stack up in this top 4 or 5 teams that are out there right now? Like, do you think that they're just behind UConn? Do you think they should? What do you think a legitimate goal is for this team right now? Is it Final Four? Is it an NCAA championship? Is it Elite Eight? What is your opinion?
I mean, definitely there are probably, I would say, 10 really good teams, and then there's the rest of the field. Like, they're going to have a chance. Excuse me. They're going to have a chance in the NCAA tournament, but it's going to come down to the top 8 to 12 teams. But even amongst those, there are 4 good teams this year: UConn, South Carolina, UCLA, and Texas. And that's the actual order of rankings in the AP poll. But yeah, I mean, if you look at stuff like different analytics, and obviously one of the most telling is the net rankings, UCLA is actually second in that. And they have the most quad 1 wins in the nation. They're 7-1. That one loss to Texas,
right? And
then they're 1-0, 3-0, 4-0. But then you look at UConn, they only have 5. South Carolina only has 4. Texas only has 4. LSU has 3, and it just goes down from there. Aside from that really bad first half against Texas, I think UCLA can go toe-to-toe with any of these 4 teams, let alone the top 12.
Okay. And then with that being said, do you think that they are, so they should legitimately be expecting a Big Ten title then, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
for sure.
when you look at the other contenders in the Big Ten, you got Iowa, you got Michigan State, you got Ohio State, you got Michigan, and Maryland, right? Those are the kind of the big
State,
dogs,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Of all of those teams, are you more nervous or about any of those, or do you just think UCLA should be able to take care of business against all of those teams?
I think one or two should, and I think this, like we saw with LSU and Texas, when you have the big dogs playing each other, at some point it kind of evens out. And I have a feeling UCLA might get bit twice this season. But if they somehow, obviously, if they go undefeated, then they're going to be Big Ten champions. But yeah, no, freaking Michigan has kind of come out, and Michigan and Michigan State have been really impressive. Maryland has been freaky scary. They've always been traditionally good. And I think they lost. Who did they lose to? Wisconsin, maybe? Which UCLA just beat. Is that the team? So yeah, there are a lot of close games too. But that's the difference amongst some of the best Big Ten teams. We're seeing close games. UCLA is not having close games. They're beating people by double digits. So yeah, this is, I don't want to be like overly optimistic, which I usually am. But damn, this is a really freaking good team.
Yeah.
And they should do something considering they're losing a lot.
This
going
is
into
their
next
shot,
year.
yeah. And that's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying, looking at the other teams in the Big Ten, just looking at it from a Big Ten title perspective, there's 8 ranked teams in the Big Ten as of right now. But it would be unrealistic to think that UCLA, like, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. But it's unrealistic probably to think that they're going to go 8-0 against the 8 ranked teams. Or I guess it would be 7-0 against the other, 7 ranked teams. But if they go through all those games and they're 7-1, whatever, a couple losses, but a nice winning record, I'm saying none of those other ranked teams sticks out as a major threat for the Bruins. This is probably like they might have a bad game here or there and drop one, but they are the team to beat in the Big Ten, and there's really no arguing about that. Is that an accurate statement?
Oh yeah,
and that's cool.
They are basically it's basically UCLA, and then the second tier of good teams, and then the rest of the Big Ten.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, unless and knock on wood, they have not had any major injuries. We still don't know what's going on with Tamia Gardner. One good thing about Tamia Gardner being out this long, who's I think she's a 6'3" forward. That has a really good outside shot. She's been injured. This is her last year of eligibility, but if she has a medical red shirt, she could come back next year and help bring some continuity to the team.
Right.
You add that to Amanda Muse, Sienna Betts, Elena Bilic, and whoever else Corey Close can bring in from the transfer portal. That would help out to not make them suck at the very least be just above mediocre. But yeah, I don't want to think about next year anyway, but yeah, it's just a really good mix of talent that's all of a sudden coming together. They're very experienced, and it's going to be really exciting to see what the hell goes on with this team when they go to the Final Four. Yeah, I said it. I called it.
That's awesome. I mean, and right now there's no reason to think that they wouldn't. So with that being said, let's turn our attention to the men's team, which is not horrible, but also not great. I know, Mike. I know. They're coming off of a win. They beat the Terps. 6-7-55 at Pauley after dropping 2 on the road, Iowa and Wisconsin, and now they're going on the road again, Penn State and Ohio State, and they have quite a number of games left in the Big Ten schedule, and right now they're kind of top middle of the Big Ten, and they're 10-0 at home. That's exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
But 11-5 overall. Where are you at with the men's team other than, here, Tony called in earlier and had the question of, like, when do you think Mick Cronin is actually on some sort of hot seat? What has to happen, or has it already happened? Where are you with it? And I think, Mike, if we were honest, you wanted to fire Mick Cronin like 3 years ago, but that's okay. Like, I understand. I'm not there with you. I don't quite agree with that, but what do you think about that question? I know you never absolutely said, you never said that. I'm saying.
Wait, so do we have a call? Do you want to play the call? Or
I already played the call. I'm just paraphrasing. He wanted to know. What would have to happen what would have to happen to make Mick Cronin on the hot seat, or is he already there? What do you think about that?
Yeah. First off, I wasn't alerted to the fact that there was an intro without me. But no. So that makes sense. In playback, I will understand how this structure of time actually works. But
that's right.
This is just weird because there have been issues with recruiting. He hasn't been stellar in high school recruiting. Transfer recruiting has been spotty. 2 years ago, you have all the Europeans here, and it just keeps UCLA afloat. Last year, you have a second a round of 32 two-team exit, nowhere near the Big Ten championship, and you lose guys like William Kyle and Adai Mara, who are doing well at their respective schools right now. And you were hoping that Donovan Dent would be this program-changing entity, and he's just not. Yeah. And it's just sad because the best player on the team right now, well, I would say both. There are two players that are clearly the best right now, Sky Clark and Tyler Bilodeau. But Sky Clark has been out with a hamstring injury. Who knows how long he's going to be? Tyler Bilodeau had a injury earlier in the season. It kind of looks like it occasionally hampers him, but that dude is still scoring like double digits. Like that dude's a monster. I absolutely love him. I hope everything goes well for him. The only thing he has going against him is that he looks like Max Verstappen of the F1 racing series, and that's never a good thing because he looks like Mr. Bean.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for Seamus. He's an F1 guy.
That's okay.
He'll know. He'll be the only one that knows what I'm talking about. And Seamus, if you agree, say, oh yeah, but come on, he looks like Max Verstappen. Anyway, UCLA just beat a Maryland team, a not good Maryland team, 67-55. Yeah, that was by 12 points, but there was trouble early on. And then in the two games prior to that, the losses on the road to Iowa and Wisconsin, UCLA gave up 20 points to start the game. There was nothing on offense or defense that gave anybody hope that this could be a good game.
I mean, got lit up early.
They came to within 4 points against Iowa, but they let that slip through their fingers. And then the Wisconsin game, just the same thing, just a slow start, and they can't do anything with it. That situation was better because it's Maryland. Maryland has some flaws. They were pretty decent, but even that, Maryland actually was hanging with UCLA for the first 5-10 minutes, but UCLA pulled away as they rightly should. And we did see a good game from Eric Daly Jr. and Stephen Jamerson and Jamar Brown. Just a dude that hustles. That dude reminds me, he's like a smaller version of Lorenzo Mata. He just hustles and tries to get the ball any way he can. But unfortunately, and this is no shot to Lorenzo Mata, but you're not going to win with Lorenzo Mata being your main guy. You have to have an entire team working together, and that's just not happening. Donovan Dent has been better, I would say, the last 5 or 6 games, but he hasn't been program changing.
Right.
And then you have and then you have Sky Clark, who is out. And you throw Trent Perry in there, which he's been doing better. Trent Perry has been doing better. Like a lot of these guys have shown much improvement, but this just is not. It's weird. The best Cronin team was the one that they went to the Final Four with. No, I won't say that. The most successful Cronin team is the one that he went to the Final Four with. I guess I can say that. Was that accurate? Oh. But the best team was what? Was it 2 years later where they went to the Sweet 16 and lost to Gonzaga with Jaime Jaquez, Jalen Clark, David Singleton, Tiger Campbell, like all that entire group. That was Cronin's best team, but they couldn't even get past the Sweet 16. That's what I compare these last few seasons to. And they're definitely not on that level. And it's just unfortunate because obviously defense is Cronin's bread and butter. And he's not only getting guys who are not really big defensive guys. I mean, he's had a few, but he's also benched a few who have been actually really good rebounders or scorers or blockers and are doing well at Michigan. You didn't hear that from me. But it's just not all coming together. He, at best, has a good team, an above average team. But that's clearly, you look on social media, just search Mick Cronin. Not a lot of positive posts about him. A lot of people are already calling for his head. Even social media Mick Cronin fan accounts are questioning what's going on. And it's just it doesn't seem like the football team. There's clearly a difference. There's clearly a different vibe, a different aura. It has been the same for Mick Cronin over the last 3 seasons, and I don't see it changing.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
Well, I was just going to say, and especially after we found out kind of in secret over the summer that he got a 5-year extension, it's just weird to think that, first off, why was that extension in secret? And if this is what Cronin, unless Cronin figures something out, which looking at patterns, I see the same thing happening for the next few seasons. I just don't see a lot of success. I mean, again, he's not doing.
So to answer Tony's question,
in high school recruiting, hopefully he'll find someone in the portal, but how much is that of a guarantee? But anyway, yes. So what is the question in response to his question?
To answer his question, do you think he's on the hot seat already, or do you think he's headed for the hot seat, or do you think what's going to put him on the hot seat?
I think he's simmering. I just don't see this team. They're a bubble team right now. That's crazy to think about. They're in the latest bracketology. They're 12, one of the last 4 in.
Maybe, yeah.
And this doesn't seem like a team like that Jaime Jaquez led Final Four run with Johnny Juzang. This doesn't seem like that type of team that could make that run. So if UCLA, God forbid, they don't make the tournament, or at the very least they exit in the first or second round, yeah, this is definitely hot seat territory.
What I'll say is this: I do disagree with you, Mike, in that you're saying it's the same thing year after year. To me, it's not the same thing in that he has tried different strategies year after year. And the way I look at it, to a degree, is, I think we differ on how much of Mick Cronin's style that we like. I like Mick Cronin's style. I kind of like the hard ass.
I do too. It just doesn't
kind of a-hole.
It just doesn't seem to fit.
Well,
those are fun.
Yeah. And really what I'm getting at is, I think that after he had that team that it's kind of like the UCLA women's team right now, where they all kind of grew together into the greats that they were.
Yeah.
And they all went away. And now for the last couple of years, he's kind of been scrambling and trying to figure out how to adapt to this rapidly changing environment of what college hoops is. It's just like football. It's completely changed year to year to year. And a couple of years ago, he tried to go with Euro guys, and it didn't quite work. And then this year, he's tried to go with the all-star guy with Donovan Dent, and at least so far, it hasn't quite worked. You answered Tony's question your way. I'll answer it this way: is if they bottom out this year, then I think you're right, Mike. I think he's solidly on the hot seat. But if they come out of this year in some way, shape, or form looking like they're a better team at the end than they are right now, certainly they're not as good as we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season. But if they have some sort of version where they're rising coming out of this season, no matter how successful or not successful they are in the tournament, if they're looking like these guys are kind of getting together and he's coaching them to be better than what they are, then I think that, in my mind, I'll be willing to give him another couple turnarounds to go to see if he can figure out exactly what he wants to do in this new era of college basketball. Because at the very bare bones of it, I think he's a good coach. I think that once he figures out how to operate in the new version of college basketball, his good coaching will help him put together good teams. And that's what I think he needs to figure out. And I still have faith in him as a coach. So I'm willing to give him a little bit of extra room in this really, really, really weird universe that we're in. But with that being said, Mike, I fully acknowledge the fact that it's very possible that, given how much things have changed in the last couple of years, maybe he's being left behind with his hard ass and the way he does things, and maybe it won't work. And UCLA has to be prepared if things don't come together for him, if it doesn't look like these players are buying what he's selling, and it doesn't look like he can go get players at all that are going to buy what he's selling, then maybe they just move on and get something a little more modern. But with that being said, I kind of like UCLA's basketball's old school coach and old school mentality, and I'm willing to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt until it's like proven that it is toast. But I have seen different things year after year, like different attempts, like trying different things, and I respect that, even if they didn't work out quite the way we planned. Does that make sense?
True, but I mean, it's like year 7.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be workshopping. You should be consistent.
Yeah, Jake, but how can you in an evolving landscape?
Jake, evolving landscape or not, UCLA has one commit for 2026, and yes, 6'9" center, 3-star. But then and that, guess what national ranking that is?
Probably not very good.
68th.
That's not
very
good.
You look at number one, Duke. They have 4 commits for 2026. 3 of them are 5-stars. Michigan State is second with 4 commits. 1 5-star, 3 4-stars. I'm just looking at patterns of with recruiting, and recruiting kind of gives you a basis for looking ahead. It just this is similar to what we saw a year ago and 2 years ago, and even to an extent 3 years ago, when Cronin should have been looking at what's happening after he loses Hawkes and Clark and that entire gang. I don't know. I'm just like, he shouldn't be workshopping now. He should be setting his consistent standards, and we're just kind of not seeing that compared to what he did with that group of guys back then.
I totally get what you're saying, and I respect what you're saying. However, I also would just like to point out that before each and every one of these last few seasons, we have found very big reason, and this doesn't mean a whole lot of anything, but we found very good reasons to be optimistic about what's coming next. And it's been based on our argument of, well, he tried this and that didn't work, so now he's pivoting to this. And he tried this and that didn't work, now he's pivoting to this. And so I'm not going to give him demerits for trying something new, pivoting off of what he did the year before, when we all thought it was, hey, this could work. This could work. This could work, and eventually it might land on something good. I don't want him to stay consistent and be rigid with something that sucks and doesn't work, if that makes sense. At the very least, it's not like it's been the same suck every time. It's been weird, different shit, but it's been different swings. And so I'm okay trying another couple times with him. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But I mean, to go back to the original question, is he on the hot seat?
I think he's getting there.
If he doesn't make the tournament, he's definitely on the hot seat.
Oh yeah.
If he at the very least gets to the Sweet 16, I say he buys himself at least another year to go forward and try to figure out how to make this a top 25 program again. Yeah, top 10. It should be a top 10 program every year.
It absolutely should. But like I said, we're kind of adjusting for how weird college basketball is right now. But we all thought he was going to be top 10 this year. And he's got, we thought he had the guys. Maybe if he doesn't let the center go, maybe it's a little different story.
I didn't think he was going to be top
10. Yeah, I know you did. Right? Whatever. Some people did. Anywho, Mike.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good basketball talk. That's more basketball talk than I ever wanted to do. I'll tell you that much right now. So it's getting late. I have a ear infection we're going to talk about. So let's get to this.
Oh, fun.
You ask me.
Swimmer's here. Go ahead, Mikey. What's wrong with you?
Not much. I back to work this week. Everyone went back to school and work last week, so I was actually kind of bored. I've cleaned my place like 80 times. This is what I forgot about this. I did want to talk about this. My sister got me a slow cooker for Christmas, and I've never used one. Literally had to Google / Chat GPT how to use it, what recipes, blah blah blah. So I landed on vegan chili because my kids have a vegan diet. They love it, and I was like, hey, let's test it out. Let's see if I can make this good before I subject my weird food to the world.
Pumpy.
Actually, dude, like Sunday, I had nothing to do. I went to the store. Took like 45 minutes to find all of my ingredients, came back, took an hour to get it prepped and ready.
Let's go.
Threw that thing on for 5 hours. After that, I was like, I was impressed. I'm an amazing cook, apparently, Jake. So apparently. I just want to say that.
Way to be humble.
But no, like quite bored that last week. But just going in between, that was even for winter break. There were not many games to cover between the men's and women's, which is great because we've talked about how the November, early December crossover is just hell, and especially with trying to cover UCLA football, which was not in a bowl game.
Yeah,
but
it's hell for you. For someone that agrees with me, then we just say this.
I would like to avoid the basketball shows for as long as possible.
That's all right. I know it's hell for those of you who are actually working.
No doubt. So, yeah, but
anyways, how did your vegan chili come out?
Much? I mean,
please.
Oh, it was awesome.
Don't give me
it was actually.
I don't want to hear about a food documentary. Okay.
Veganism is the sad result of a morally corrupt mind. Reconsider your life.
Yes, and that's why you're going to die.
Long time.
That's why Ron will die at 56 and I will live to a spry 98. So,
anyways, tell me about your vegan chili. You son of a bitch.
No, it was really good. I just realized that I had to buy like 87,000 different. No, I actually love these random online recipes. I
love that.
There's stuff like curry and nacho stuff and all this like stroganoff type stuff. Yeah, just on my own. I'll probably cook some meat stuff for myself, but no, but it's like I love cooking for my kids, and I especially wanted to make something especially not only tasty but just really hearty that they would like, especially since it's gotten freaking cold aside from these last 3 days. So I'm really looking into making some soups and stews and stuff like that. But Jake, what's wrong with you?
Slow cookers are very cool. I'm going to try to share my screen with you, Mike, right now because I'm going to show you what I was doing over the weekend. I don't know if the audio is going to go away when we do that, but I'm sure. Let's see. Can you see me?
Well, I can't hear you, but
can you see me moving my screen now? Here, hold on. Let's see. Look at this, Mike. You see that? What's going on there, Mike?
If you can hear me, I see that you're sharing a screen, but I cannot hear you.
Okay, can you see the screen though? What's showing on the screen? Ding dong.
Nope, nothing.
Okay, well, I'll stop sharing my screen. Did you see? Hold on. Mike, are you there? Mike, are you there?
Oh, there you are.
Did you see me scuba diving?
No.
Oh, darn. It didn't work.
There's this thing up on the top that says Beach Justice.
Yeah.
Because that's my name for you.
Yeah. I love that.
Wait, what did...
Anyways, it doesn't matter. Stop. It's okay. We're fine. Anyways, I tried to share my screen with you. I'll put a screenshot up on the I went for the last couple weeks learning to scuba dive, which is super cool. And
yeah, you went to Catalina, right?
I went out to Catalina and I did like 3, 4, 5 days out there, piecemeal, going in the water. I ended up going on 4, 5-ish dives. I ended up being 60 feet underwater at one point. It was super cool. And
so do you have your license officially?
I am a certified PADI open water scuba diver. And yeah, absolutely. It's super cool. And I can also use nitrox, which sounds a lot cooler than it actually is, but it's just a different sort of oxygen that you can breathe.
You'll be a fan favorite at raves.
That's right, dude. That's very good.
So you were in Catalina, and because I've been there too, like on boats. How was the water? Like you're saying, you're as deep as 60. Was it like rocky? Like I know it's kind of clear in some spots. What was that experience like?
Dude, apparently Catalina was just voted the #1 dive spot in North America, #1. Okay, so it's got this really cool dive park. It's right at the casino. Nice. It's the casino dive area. I can't remember what it's called. Casino Park dive area, something like that. But it's awesome, and the visibility was great. We had to break it up over a number of days because the weather would go in and out, so there would be a strong current, or it'd be hard to get in.
Was that during the storms?
It was a little bit during the storms the first time, and then this last week it was just windy. But I was able to get all done, and I was able to get in the water. I was able to go down. Yeah. It was so much fun. I have an awesome instructor named Lisa Beach, and she's a lady who's been diving for like 10 years now. She's older than me. She's diving because her son is like Aquaman, and he's got like 7,000 dives under his belt, and he's like 30-year-old with every aquatic toy you can imagine. And he works for the Catalina Diving Company, and it was just a whole heck of a lot of fun. And I did the certification a non-traditional way in that I did basically I had to fit into a tight window, so I paid for one-on-one lessons, and I'm absolutely glad that I did. The company was called Scuba by Design, and Lisa Beach is the person who runs that company, and it's out of Catalina. And I couldn't recommend her or the experience of scuba diving highly enough. It's really, really kind of fun. It's probably the most like type A risk-taking, like dangerous thing I think I've ever done, but it didn't feel that way. Like, like somebody I was talking to today, like equated to like skydiving is like, there's no way in hell I would ever skydive, but I'm there to scuba dive all I want, right? I never want to skydive, but scuba diving was like the coolest thing I've ever done. And when you think about it, I was 60 feet underwater, like, and if shit goes wrong, you're effed kind of thing. Well, but I didn't feel that way. Like it was really neat. And I can't wait to do it again. So I'm really happy that I did it. It was one of those things where it's like, I was 50 years old. I hadn't done it yet. And I was like, I always want to do it. And now I did it. And so now, it's under my belt. So very, very, very cool. The only thing I have to show for right now though, is a little bit of swimmer's ear, which is why, we've been talking for going on an hour now, Mike, and I wanted this podcast to be like 37 minutes, but it's okay. I sacrificed for the team. But that's the only thing I got to figure out going forward is how to mitigate the little bit of swimmer's ear I have. But other than that, it's been pretty freaking lit. And then this weekend, the next time I talk to you, Mike, I will have my second half marathon under my belt because I'm going to be running the Pasadena Rose Bowl half marathon on Sunday. And thank you for everybody that donated to that. We did a fundraising drive earlier in the year. And so I raised over $2,500 for the TMF Foundation. And I'm really proud to say that I did that. And just kind of happy to be keeping on. So very, very proud of that. So, Mike, that's what's been brewing with me. That's what my Christmas vacation was kind of all about. And
nice.
We'll come back next week, and I think we're going to have Wayne Cook on next week. I'm going to try to get that going, and we'll go from there.
Cool.
So, yeah. So, Mike, it's been fun.
Actually, one last thing. I got a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Like closer to Thanksgiving. Just wanted to play some video games. Haven't done it in a while. I heard big things about Zelda Breath of the Wild. Over Christmas, my son Hugo, kind of interested in video games. He and I were hooked. We're like, and this game is freaking huge. Like, this map is insane. I asked, what is the estimated land mass of this video game map? And they said it's on average, it's about the size of the average European country. And
wow.
I'm like, that checks out. This game is insane. I don't know if you played it, but Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh, no. Okay. Zelda. That's awesome.
Such a fun game. Like I used to love Zelda back in the day, but I haven't played a Zelda game in honestly like 20 years. And actually, our friend Cobra knows. He told me about it. He's still a big Nintendo guy. Oh God, the new Mario Kart is insane. But I heard about this one, and I was like, I started playing, and I was like, this is cool. Yeah, I'm just like hooked on that shit right now. And Hugo especially, he's just like coming up with strategies and stuff. I'm like, who are you?
That's cool. That's awesome.
But yeah, so
is it a game you guys can play cooperatively or just separately?
Oh no, we're just like right there, like helping each other out. Go there, check this out. Go here, go there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So no, he's a newbie in terms of system video games. So yeah, we're getting him set up properly. So.
We'll enjoy that. All right, Mikey. Well, all right, I got to go. I got to publish this thing, and then
all right,
I have to go try to get the water out of my ear. So until next time, Mike, it's been good talking to you, good catching up. And until next time, what do we say, brother?
Go Bruins.
Good evening.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
That was the What's Bruin Show.
Oh my God.
Try us tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's got to be in or out, Mom. In or out. Well, I need the door closed.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Dude, Rob, we play some ball on the West Coast.
The final word is boob.